Ladies and gentlemen, Newsweek, Trump indictment likely after midterms. This is a red wave. You're going to get the House, Trump Republican, and you're going to get almost certainly the Senate as well. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about that. It's all over the news. And we're going to talk about why they almost have to indict Trump. They have no choice. You have retirement accounts down 25%. On average, down $34,000. To my super chat, thank you so very much. J-Spot, thank you. They always have to, specter of indicting Trump, they're always to have specter of indicting Trump. Yes, J-Spot, exactly. Jimmy Touchdown. Hammer Goodman grinds it daily. Thank you, Jimmy Touchdown. Nico Hammer, hello. Eric, hello. Law 2258, hello. Hetty, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, to my super chat, I cannot thank you enough. High Tones, hello. I can't do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. So to my super chat, your support is greatly appreciated. And if you want to talk about the likely indictment, we'll talk about why they really don't have anything to charge Trump on. They're probably going to hope a D.C. jury convicts him, but what they're doing is, again, opening up a Pandora's box. See, Democrats are not very good at governing. They're very impulsive, and they go after their direct political rivals. So, Pony Soldier, hello. Kristen, hello. Rob, hello. We'll get to all of that. To my super chat, again, I can't thank you enough. If you enjoy these live streams, your support is greatly appreciated. Former President Donald Trump could be facing criminal indictment soon, as the midterms are over, according to a Florida state prosecutor. A state attorney for Palm Beach said during a Florida politics interview published Wednesday that the DOJ could be sitting on an indictment until after November. Joe's going to get impeached. So they have nothing to indict him on. But Joe's going to get impeached. So mashed potato brains, the impeachment is around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. That's why this is taking place. He said an indictment was likely in part because the former president had been, quote, making admissions in public statements on the classified documents retrieved during the Mar-a-Lago raid. So the precedent has already been set. No PhD, hello. The Roz Rodriguez, hello. Luke, everybody here, hello. DeFreak, Ed from Queens, Matthew. They have to indict Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Democrats have to indict Trump. If you look, Bloomberg, Trump prosecutors see evidence of obstruction. They're all over the place. It's obstruction, it's classified data. They need something. They have to get him. They have to get Trump. They can't oppose him through their achievements or their success stories. They don't have any successful endeavors. They are very bad at governing, Democrats. You look at what have they been successful at? Now, I make a big deal about this, 8.5%. Real wages are down for most workers. A majority of workers, 8.5%. You might find that real wages are down 3 to 4.4%. No. They're down 8.5% according to the Dallas Fed. Don't let anyone tell you it's not 8.5%. The Dallas Federal Reserve told everyone real wages are down 8.5%. Now, do you want to know how much the average morally superior liberal Democrat has paid just to keep Trump off of Twitter? $34,000 down in retirement savings. The average 401k plan is down $34,000 or 25%. Okay? You must really be obsessed with Trump if you are voting. If you vote Democrat in Georgia or Arizona, you must really be obsessed with Trump. Because we have already seen this economy lose 401ks by an average of $34,000. The average 401k plan is down $34,000 or 25% in 2022. Biden inflation accounts for $2.1 trillion hit to retirement accounts. And we're not even close to it. The retirement accounts by next year will probably be down 50%. We're not even close to the market, where the market's going to be. Okay? We're not even close, ladies and gentlemen. Old Town, hello. We're not even close. How much money? And as I beg for Super Chat, save your money every month, because it's going to be terrible. We're going to have hundreds of thousands of jobs every month lost. J-Spot, thank you. Jimmy Touchdown, thank you. How much money is it worth just to make sure that Trump isn't tweeting? How much money is it worth to make sure Trump isn't tweeting? This is 100% the fault of Democrats. 100%. They have the House, the Senate, the presidency with mashed potato brains. Real wages are down 8.5%, and you lost $34,000 from retirement accounts. I agree with you, Florida Man Bear. I agree with you, Eric. I agree with you, Hetty and DeFreak. Old Town, hello again. How much money are people willing to lose just to make sure that Trump is nowhere around politics? Because when they voted for Mashed Potato Brains Joe, they did so gleefully, and they're still going to do it. You have to understand, like, remember the old Dave Chappelle, like, you know what, is a heck of a substance. TDS is a heck of an emotion. This is why they have to indict Trump. This is why. It's not about classified data. It's not about mishandling classified data. If you watch the shorts on this channel, you will see. Watch the shorts on this channel. Go to my homepage. 25,000 views. You will see the honorable James Comey. In his own words, people. You will see the Honorable James Comey stating that although Clinton broke the law, no reasonable prosecutor would indict, and classified emails top secret, emails born classified, were on servers. So they're going to indict Trump for mishandling classified data, removing the classified data, and they're not going to care about the hypocrisy. They're not going to care. They don't care. They have no sense of dignity or honor or anything like that. They don't understand. They have a singular focus. The singular focus is political power. That's it. They're losing retirement accounts. They're protecting Hunter and Hillary and everyone who commits a crime. I should say the top Democrats. So Pelosi and Feinstein sell stock right before Dianne Feinstein did right before the market tanks in 2 years ago. They're not taking a task for it. Okay, so you have Hunter and Joe with actual felonies, not a former president with a problem with the National Archives, which is a glorified library. It's a government library. You have graft and bribery. You have money going into Hunter's account and 10% of it, according to Hunter himself, going to Joe in one business deal. 10% for the big man being mashed potato brains. I mean, it's in the, here's the difference between Trump and Biden. Trump doesn't have incriminating emails and money flows, and he doesn't have a family member funneling money to him. And he doesn't need shady business deals. They're not even going after Trump for business deals, and he's a businessman. They're not that. You would think as a billionaire, they're going after him. They would go after him for. They couldn't even find in New York, after endless investigation, the freak. All this for what? For this POTUS? Ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it's not just the Democrat, it's for the Democratic Party. Imagine if Tammany Hall had to deal with Trump. Imagine Tammany Hall in 2021. Or 2022. It's the 21st century Tammany Hall. They have to, and they have no choice because, number one, the economy stinks. They've opened up a Pandora's box of economic problems, the freak. They have to indict him because they have nothing to show for 4 years of governing. They've been an absolute failure at everything, from protecting the climate. They're flooding 200 million barrels of strategic petroleum reserves to like literally 200 million, about a 195 right now. But Joe and Hunter engaged in graft and bribery, okay? You cannot, if you look right here, okay, let's see, emails. It's right here. It's right here. How can you use your influence on the company's behalf? This is the basis of any graft or bribery trial. I showed you the legal statutes pertaining to graft and bribery earlier today. So they have to indict Trump because they actually did commit crimes. That's the way they roll. They have no choice. J-Spot, Jimmy, the Freak, to my super chat. Thank you. I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. They have no choice. That's the point. They have no choice. Because the only thing they have is the DOJ and media and the Federal Bureau of Investigation and a jury in D.C. And we saw that they have juries in D.C. They have political institutions. They have cultural institutions. They have algorithms. And that's, Law 2258, hello. Electricity is up, gas is up everywhere. Oh my God, is it expensive in California? And what do they have to show for 4 years in the House? M. Evram, hello. Sarah, hello. If you are the Democratic Party, if you don't indict Trump, Republicans are going to impeach Joe and Hunter. They're going to investigate the graft and bribery schemes. It's going to go right up to the presidency. Okay, people are giving money to Hunter not because he's a nice person. And the man's a walking national security risk. Okay, you can't be engaging with people who do services. Okay, I'm not judging, but you can't be the president's son and engage in those services in the evening or whenever. You also can't be buying certain substances. The people who sell Hunter those substances are one step closer to the presidency or to the vice presidency. This isn't rocket science. It's an entire cluster, you know what. The Democratic Party the Democratic Party spends as much time covering its own behind as it does going after Trump. The best offense is a good defense with them. So what they do is they say, okay, we're going to go after Trump, and we're going to make it more difficult. We'll go after Trump, and we'll get the Never Trump Republicans not like to just help us out. And so, Trump is going after he is battling not just the Democratic Party and media, but he's battling the remainder of the Republican Party who just doesn't like his personality. Pony Soldier, hello. Old Town, hello. Matthew, hello. So that is the email. Advice on how you can use your influence on the company's behalf. They call this a conspiratorial theory. Everything that points to their criminality is a fantasy. It's a conspiratorial fantasy. Notice I say the word conspiratorial and not another variation of the word. Sometimes I'll say words and I'll be as long-winded, and it's because of the algorithm. So they cannot possibly look in the mirror and say, "Oh, we are corrupt." Doing good, thank you. Advice on how you can use your... Dear Hunter, thank you for inviting me to DC, giving me an opportunity to meet your father. Every single meeting with Joe, Democrats have never admitted. Do you understand they have never admitted that Joe even met once with Hunter's business associates? Do you understand the level of cognitive dissonance here? This is a New York Post article. Do you understand the level of cognitive dissonance, ladies and gentlemen? Do you understand that they can't even accept reality when it comes to Hunter or Joe? I mean, they were already delusional when it came to Clinton. And I want a Hillary Trump 2024. I'd vote for Trump a million times over, but we have to redo that. We need a rematch. This is graft and bribery, okay? You cannot, it's different from mishandling classified data, which Trump didn't do as a former president, or obstructing justice. They go after Trump, and then they say, well, he obstructed our attempt at tormenting him. He obstructed our attempt at trying to just torment him and indict him somehow, some way. You know, he shouldn't have obstructed us from trying to torment him. And so they're almost certainly, ladies and gentlemen, when they have the House, when Republicans have the House and the Senate, especially if and when Republicans get the Senate, and I believe they will. High Tones, thank you. Thank you so much. I believe they will. They will now be on the defensive. This is just one of many emails. This is a corporation that asked for advice on how he can use your influence and then got, either before or after this email, Joe to force out a prosecutor. Now, there's a direct correlation between that relationship and Joe forcing out a prosecutor. How media and Democrats have spun this into, oh my God, you can't prove anything. It's like, what? Hunter's getting hundreds of thousands or 100,000 or so every month to be on the board of directors of a corporation. And then Joe forces out a prosecutor that was going to go after the corporation. What is difficult to understand here? What, because there's no There's no, I mean, the circumstantial evidence is so obvious and overt, and it's easy to comprehend. With Trump, it's like they've been investigating some kind of circumstantial evidence they can use to indict him on for 6-7 years. They can't find anything. Everything they've accused Trump of, they've been wrong. But see, they'll just throw a Hail Mary. You know. They'll just throw a Hail Mary. I mean, what do they have to lose? They have all of media. All of media isn't focusing on 25% of retirement plans. Like, what media should focus on, they don't. Okay, this is just one article. Nobody's obsessing over this. There's nobody obsessed. They're obsessing over Trump. They're not obsessing over losing 25% of their retirement accounts. They're not obsessing over Trump. They're not obsessing over, like, the loss of real wages. Okay? Once they get to 50 or 60%, then you'll start seeing people. But then they'll spin it to like, oh, Republicans, they didn't want the Inflation Reduction Act. Soon they're gonna, right before they leave office, they're gonna pass the Retirement Income Increasing Retirement Savings Plan Act to make sure it doesn't go down more than 25% Act. I mean, this is like, it's like childish. It's like having a bunch of 8th graders in Congress. Inflation Reduction Act caused inflation to go up, I guess. So, I mean, you have a situation where everything is worse. You have people living on the street in major cities. It was a terrible, terrible story of a person just living on the street, taking garden shears and ramming it into the cranium of a 24-year-old woman walking by on the sidewalk. This is in Los Angeles. Then she had to stumble into a restaurant. And thank God she got help, and now she's dealing with a traumatic brain injury, obviously. I mean, this is happening all over the place. This is happening all over the place, okay? There's like complete breakdown in society. They don't care. They don't care. Democrats don't care. There's never an I told you so moment. There's just never an I told you so moment. It is a cult. And they'll never, like, be a Tulsi Gabbard or on a microscopic level like me, you know. They'll never leave the Democratic Party. There's like, most of the Democratic Party will stay Democrats forever. They will never, ever, ever leave the Democratic Party. It doesn't matter how bad it gets. Because you're talking about a cult. You're talking about people who truly believe they've replaced God. They've replaced God for political ideology. They will lose all their friends and family. Because what they do to their friends and family is, they don't surround themselves with anyone who votes Trump. There's a great many Democrats who are wonderful people, beautiful people, but they don't surround themselves with anyone, like they don't know any Trump supporters. And if they do, they don't hang out with them anymore. Okay, so they don't understand the Trump viewpoint. They don't get it. The only idea of a Trump supporter they get is, a caricature of a Trump supporter, just like a caricature of Trump. Touch brilliant hello. So they insulate themselves from the truth or from reality. Okay? They think Trump is an abomination that he's like the most evil criminal entity. He's not even a human being. No PhD coyote, exactly. Joe bragged about it too in public. I mean, when they get caught red-handed with their they get caught with their pants down, caught with their hand in a cookie jar. It's like they find their idea of logic. Here's the Democratic Party's idea of logic. Okay. as long as all of media or most of media is saying one thing, it must be true. And that goes for a whole bunch of topics. Experts say they're going to perish politically from the phrase experts say and current and former U.S. officials. Okay? Experts say is the last thing you hear before ruining your life. Or before a journalist or a publication is going to try to ruin your life. Experts say, well, are there any experts who say different? No! But I mean, there's one expert. That expert is wrong! Experts say you should hop on a tricycle. No, experts say you should hop on a unicycle and try to traverse the Grand Canyon while juggling flaming bowling pins. But isn't that not good for... No, it is! That's what experts say! Did you not hear? I told you experts said it. But it doesn't really sound right. Experts say, so do it! High tones! High tones! €5 is not a lot. I'm a pensionist. Thank you so very much. On $9.50 a month, but you are worth it for telling us the reality of the Democratic agenda. High tones, thank you so very much. God bless you. And thank you so much, High Tones. We love you here. And thank you so very much. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated, High Tones. And I thank you just for watching. I thank you for watching. High Tones Drifter, thank you so very, very, very much. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. And just thank you for watching. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, High Tones. Thank you. The way they roll is, and to my super chat, thank you, High Tones, thank you again. The way they roll is experts saying current and former U.S. officials. Current and former U.S. officials. Okay? Current and former U.S. officials say. I have a question. Are these officials named Debbie Wasserman Schultz? No, they're current and former U.S. officials. What is there not to understand? They're experts. But they're anonymous and they could be Democratic operatives. Say it slowly and don't talk back. They're current and former U.S. officials and experts say it's called journalism. Look it up. Current and former U.S. officials say Trump is a menace to national security. He is, but we had a great economy. Experts say. Experts say. I mean, that's how they roll. It's mindless. There's no logic. There's no critical thinking. There's nothing. It's just a tragedy takes place, a mass tragedy with people losing their lives because of one madman, criminal, who broke laws to obtain whatever he utilized to end the people's lives. And the second it happened, you see, we need more laws. You imbecile. The man already broke laws in obtaining whatever it was he used to commit such havoc. Joel Valdez, can't believe I'm here at 2:15 a.m. Love it. Joel, we're having a party. Party hardy, Joel. Joel Valdez, thank you. Joel Valdez. Joel Valdez reminds me of somebody that I used to, like, Joel and I would probably hang out back in the day at 2:15 a.m. After, going out and having fun and going to a nightclub or whatever, bar, having fun with your friends and you know, I was going to, talk about normal things people do, but, who knows? Who knows anymore if that's offensive, Going out, talking to beautiful women. Oh my God, just talking about geopolitics. Is that offensive to anybody? Oh my God. But Joel Valdez, I hope all is well. Joel, thank you. You can go. I mean, it's interesting. I think young people today still, have a young life and enjoy life. I'm hoping they do. It seems like from a middle-aged person, I don't really consider myself middle-aged, but a person in his late 40s, it seems that, or middle 40s, it seems that this would not be the era you'd want to, Betsy, hello. This would not be the era that you want to, be young. I mean, it's just, before the internet, you would have to talk to people. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Do you want to dance? Now, if you say, do you want to dance? They call SEAL Team 6. Joel Valdez, one of these days I've got to make you a... Nice. Now that is, Joel, do you watch, thank you, Joel. Do you watch, Joel Valdez, thank you. Are you in that industry? That's beautiful. I have family also in that industry. Do you watch on YouTube, Joel? Do you watch Kirby Allison? Do you watch Kirby Allison, Joel Valdez? Do you watch Kirby Allison? He's fantastic. Everyone should watch Kirby Allison. Makes me realize what a schlep I am. Kirby Allison is fantastic. He's great. I mean, oh my God, the shaving and the shoes and the bespoke blazer. Thank you, Joel. Very kind of you. And CFR, hello. Kirby Allison is great. He has 553,000 subs. He's fantastic. I mean, everything from cigars to socks and shoes and blazers and I mean, he has shaving kits that you can shave. It's there's a certain way to the best way to shave. Thank you, Joel. Thank you so very much. Very kind of you. To my super chat, I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. Before the internet, you'd actually have to talk to people, and and they'd write their name on a cocktail napkin because you wouldn't have your phone on you. Okay, I'm so old. I had a pager. I had a pager going to the nightclub, and you would dance with people. You'd actually dance with people and talk to people. I think it's obviously a different world now. But now, if you're walking into the club, you might get a situation with a person living on the streets and a pair of scissors. So that's now everything is battle for survival mode. It's just every day is survival mode. Do you understand? Every single day I say to myself, anything nuts that happens today, especially since I'm somewhat, thank God I'm not like a well-known individual, but somewhat, somewhat well-known, or somewhat known at least, not well-known. But every single day I say, no matter what crazy thing happens today, I'm going to try my best to remove myself or protect myself and loved ones and just ensure that the craziness does not enter my sphere of living. And so I was eating dinner one night, just by myself actually, in a great Italian restaurant near where I live. It's kind of like a Norm's for me, or Cheers, sorry, and it's like, Norm, like so I go there and it's really nice, and a young person who, after like a minute or so, I realized, because there's a lot of people who do live on the streets who actually dress very nice in a way, but they look like they bought some nice clothes but lived in the bushes for like a week. And so this gentleman, I'd say probably late 20s, I'm eating, and he comes into the restaurant, and at first I'm like, oh, okay, just a young person, or like a younger gentleman. And he sits down next to me in the table where there's nobody there. He sits down next to me, and he looks at me, and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I look at him, and I'm like, hi. And I'm like, how you doing? And then immediately I saw his like eyes were like lit up, and I'm so old I had carry. Joe Valdez. Hey, want to go out? Fly, Azrael, fly. Joel Valdez. Joel Valdez, thank you so much, Joel. To my super chat. I cannot do this without you, ladies and gentlemen. But this gentleman looked at me, and I looked at him like, because I'm not a very intimidating person at all, but I looked at him like, dude, do not play. I will take this fork. And so he looked at me for a second, and I looked at him, and he could tell that I wasn't amused, and he then looked the other way, and then a couple seconds later got up and left. And it's just like, and you could tell like he had been consuming some type of substance, because like his eyes were like dilated, and it was just kind of scary, not scary, but like it wasn't frightening. It was like a tense moment. A tense moment where you're like, oh, okay. Another nutty thing took place. Oh, look. It's the dating site. Wow, fantastic. Why they would go... Oh, I guess we were talking about pagers and... Joel Valdez, thank you. So a carrier pigeon. But yeah, I mean everything's like society is completely breaking down. But Democrats don't care because at least Trump isn't tweeting. So like all of these things they see, like crime isn't that bad. Betsy, remember that profanity alerts? Oh my God, those were the days. Now, there's no way you can have a profanity alert now. Christian O'Brien! Thank you, Christian. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, Christian. Christian O'Brien, thank you. Yeah, they're going to indict Trump, everybody. They will. And that's just another chapter in American politics, another dysfunctional, sad, pathetic chapter in American politics, brought to you by the morally superior, highly educated Democrats. They have nothing to show for governing, zero, except recession, retirement accounts down 25%, real wages down 8.5%. Don't even get me started. I mean, we can't really even talk about the nightmare in Europe that's getting worse, but they seem to be okay with it. The morally superior among, they don't care. They thought that the Helsinki conference with Trump was a greater atrocity than what's going on now. The charge of the freak would be obstruction, mishandling classified data, which it's all nonsense because he's a former president. But it's going to be the greatest thing in their life. The second he's indicted, it will be, oh, he's not running again. Then the reality will set in like, oh, he's actually up in the polls now because of this. Then they're like, what'll take place is they're like, look, we can't indict him yet because we don't really have anything to do to indict him on or charge him on. But he did a lot of bad things, we could say. And, of course, there's precedent, and President Obama and James Comey both set the precedent that we couldn't indict Trump. But, Christian, thank you again. But, we need to make sure that we phrase this or that we communicate this to the Washington Post and New York Times and be very thorough in how we charge him and indict him. Because Republicans are going to investigate bribery, felony charges. Like, Joe is not just going to get impeached. He's going to be linked to felonies. So then they have to get Trump on felonies. The criminal charges that Hunter is linked to are criminal charges that Joe is linked to. It's the same. It's the same situation. It's not a different situation here. It's the same situation. And you're going to have a Trump Republican House. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, James Comer. James Comer is a congressman you're going to hear a lot of. He's fantastic. James Comer is like a Jim Jordan. He's going to be chairman of the House Oversight Committee. And you're going to have Trump Republicans as chairman or chairwomen of committees. Okay? I did a bunch of segments today on Marjorie Taylor Greene and Jim Jordan. They're going to impeach Biden immediately. You don't even need like this big investigation. And then every publication will have, oh, well, you know what? It's a fake impeachment. It's like really not that big of a deal. Oh, you can't prove anything. Meanwhile, with Trump, if something bad happened somewhere in the universe, it's his fault. Joel Valdez! I do want to thank Mashed Potato Brains for allowing me a nice equity loan on my property. Cancun, and here I come. The one good side of inflation. Nice. Joel Valdez. Nice. Joel Valdez, thank you so very, very much. Nice. To my super chat, I cannot thank you enough. Joel, thank you so very much. You have, ladies and gentlemen, a situation where Democrats have nothing to show for 2 years with the presidency and 4 years with the House. They did not save the planet. They barely, the free college tuition was supposed to be free college tuition, not abolish student debt. Okay? It first started off as free public college tuition. Free. Not 10 grand or 20 grand. Free. So they always, narrow it down to, and then you always get, well, it's better than a Republican. No, it's not. Look, you had more. You're losing $34,000 in retirement account because the market's crashing and tanking because the U.S. economy is tanking. You're paying more every month. You're paying thousands of dollars more a year. Thousands of dollars more a year because Democrats tanked the U.S. economy. First of all, shutting down the U.S. economy 2 years ago had to be the most destructive thing that we've done. It was a self-induced wound. Donald, hello. It was a self-induced wound. Now, impeachment doesn't mean conviction and removal. So, impeachment to Democrats is a political term. Or it's just political in nature. Usually it was always correlated with a crime. Like Nixon committed a crime in covering up the break-in. But with Trump, he didn't commit a crime, whether it was in that they impeached him on a phone call. A phone call. Where they tried to make, that's the conspiratorial fantasy. That's a phone call. Where now it's being he tried to pressure another country. Now that we have those emails, he was in the right to say whatever he wanted to say, but he didn't even pressure. He never said you will not get. It wasn't like Joe, where even the people he was talking to, he was the government officials, you don't have that authority. He's go ask the president, man. So, it's they can't possibly, you're talking about people who get physically, that's like a physical, there are people, ladies and gentlemen, and I know certain people, they have a physical reaction. They get hysterical. They get completely apoplectic. It's a visceral reaction. Their blood pressure spikes. Their hands start quivering. They just can't possibly fathom a different viewpoint. And they start yelling. And these are the more rational ones within the Democratic Party. They cannot possibly fathom a different viewpoint, and they can't even acknowledge that their policies stink and led to what's going on now. They can't. So they have to indict Trump. It's an imperative in terms of politics, a political imperative. It's the only thing they have left is doubt and suspicion and disdain for Trump. And if they can go ahead and that's what their voters want. The average Democratic voter does not want a great economy. He wants to indict Trump. That's the white whale of Democratic politics. And so, I'm sorry, whale of any type of background you like. But that's the one thing they want. They have to indict Trump. Without that, they go into 24 with an impeached Joe Biden. Joe Biden is already you're talking about an individual who is not only politically frail, but also in terms of being one fry short of a Happy Meal. He is, when you actually have to transcribe things that he says, it's just all over the place. And so he's shaking hands with ghosts, and he's, trying to say hello to deceased people. The man, there was a Democrat who lost her life, and he's saying, is she here? You can't make this up. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. So, we have inflation at 8 to 9%, but inflation is about 20% or more for rent and food. And energy is well over 20%, like 30%. So, and then the way they mess with the numbers is like, well, food inflation is only about 7 to 10%. But it's like, well, a lot of food items that people, like milk is a lot more than just 7%. Let's see. So let's look at, so GOP, 7 points. So they have to, because so hold on one second. Bureau of Labor, inflation, food. Okay, so here. Consumer Price Index. All right, so Lord, why is this not okay? Unadjusted indexes. Let's see. This is like, why is this so difficult to utilize? All right, so rice, if I'm reading this correctly, is 21% more expensive. Oh, since 2009. Okay. No, sorry. Bread is 14% more expensive. I think I'm reading this correctly. So, oh, 12 months. Okay. Okay, so 12 months, you're looking at, so if you look, cereals, I can't put all of it in, let's see, could I? No. All right, so we'll just go down the list. I'll read you what's on the percent change. So rice, it says, I don't know why we'll just do bread is 14% more expensive year over year. I think that I'm reading this correctly. 13% more expensive. 13 to 14% more expensive. Biscuits, rolls, and muffins are 9% more expensive. I don't even know if I'm reading this correctly. But meat and poultry says here 8% more expensive for meat. That is nonsense. Ed from Queens! Ed from Queens! Growing up in 70s, 80s disco rock. Nice! New wave punk. Roller rings, rock clubs, yes. Yes. Pinball. That's right. Payphones. Apartment. $300 a month. Oh, my God. Did you ever go to Studio 54, Ed from Queens? And they were probably, I remember, like, the nightclubs in New York were amazing, fantastic. Same with LA. I mean, everything was just rocking. Everybody was having a good time. Now it's like, oh my God, it's just it's like a dystopian nightmare. I don't know what young people do for fun, but this is probably not the same. For people who lived, you're a bit older than I am, but I think I had very similar time in my 20s. But it was probably better. I was pretty good in my 20s. But it was probably better in your generation than mine. It's gotten consistently worse. Ed from Queens, thank you so very much. Did you ever go to Studio 54, Ed? You look, ladies and gentlemen, and everything. Let's just look here. Food costs. The price of eggs, 33% for the year. So here, I'm reading all of it wrong. Eggs are up 33%. See, that makes sense. 10% bacon. That's way more. Bacon is way more expensive. I don't know what this is even. Eggs are up 33%. Bread's up 10%. I mean, it's only getting worse, not getting better. Oh, that looks great. That looks fantastic. It looks amazing. Ed, okay. Interesting. Thank you. Fish, eggs. I mean, everything's more expensive. Eggs are up 30% plus, and meat, poultry's up way more than 8%. So that's way more than 8%. Average price data in U.S. dollars, selected items. Okay, so. It was just. Adjusted 12 months, so, and here we go. Food at home is 11% more expensive. I'll just read you. Okay, finally found it. Finally found it. Adjusted, or unadjusted, whatever. And it says all items, listen to this. This is how you just completely deceive people. All items, 8.2%. Oh, that's great. All really? Except energy is up 19%. Yeah. Oh, well, okay. Fuel is up 58%. But I need fuel for my car. But what did you mean by all items? Rare beluga caviar is only up 2%. You see, do we lie? But you said everything's basically up 8%. Oh my God. Utilities are up 33%. Transportation services are up 14%. It says all items, and then like the breakdown of all the items are way over 8%. This is hilarious. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up. This is absolutely hilarious. So hold on. Let's see if you can see this. So this is this is where this is 8.2%. Okay, 8.2% up here. And then everything is like 58%, 33%, 19%. But on average, it's only 8% up, okay? But everything we need to survive is like 30 to 50% higher in terms of cost. Experts say it's only 8%. Just quiet down, uneducated Trumper. Of course, if this happened under Trump, oh my God, the meltdown. Oh my God. Oh, look. It's that site again. So, this is so hilarious. This is really hilarious. So here you have we've got about 10 more minutes. Trump prosecutors see evidence of obstruction. Here's the thing. Boaters Book, hello. They're gonna try to knock Trump out of 24, but then they get DeSantis. They're not gonna get like Chris Christie or Mittens Romney. Touch brilliance, hello. DOJ prosecutors have enough evidence. They always need that. They need that so badly. The only deflation took part in Joe's brain, probably. Yeah, that's true. Insulin, that's right. Law 2258. I mean, but people are voting for this. So it's like you can't, the highly educated, they're too, don't you understand the highly educated work in mysterious ways? They're so educated. Joey, hello. Joel Valdez, thank you so much as always, Joel. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words and always the laughter and everything. Thank you, Joel. Greatly appreciated. Hetty, hello. Thank you. Good night, everybody. And everybody's leaving. I probably should leave too in a couple minutes. I will. They would, Donald. They would. They can't prove anything. So you would definitely get a hung jury. You might not get a complete acquittal, but you get a hung jury. So, Hazel, hello. Hello, Hazel. Thank you for watching in the Bahamas. But you have a situation where the economy is in the tank. Foreign policy, like, if you speak too much about foreign policy, then you'll be accused of spreading information that helps another country. So they want you to just say, "Oh, it's just fantastic what the alliance is doing. What really great." And then they have the alliance said if they use nukes, we're going to step in. Like, well, you step in, and then it's World War III. So there you go. You're talking about people who lack wisdom. They're very intelligent, but they lack wisdom. This is basic wisdom, actually. You don't have to be like some kind of prophet here. This is just like basic grasp of wisdom. No common sense, exactly, James. Common sense is the most important superpower anyone can have. It's the most important trait anyone can have. Roger Rabbit, hello. Norman, hello. Law 2258, hello. It's the most important trait. Common sense, basic logic, critical thinking skills. But just basic logic and common sense. I hope nobody gets any ads. I blocked them from the site. Platinum, hello. Matthew, okay, so I'm going to head out too. Everybody's leaving. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to my super chat. Joel, everybody here, I cannot thank you enough. They're going to indict Trump just because they're so miserably failed at politics. They have to. Ed from Queens, moved from New York to Tennessee. Been in, oh wow, Nick around for 3 months. Wow, Ed from Queens. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ed, to my super chat. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. Be here for the live stream. I'll try to do an earlier one as well, probably around 1 or 2 p.m. tomorrow. And then, of course, another one in the evening. Thanks, everybody. God bless. To my super chat, thank you so much.